It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. Sid, one thing that I failed at last year, so I was like, okay, we chatted, probably about this time last year, and I was like, hey, we'd love to MC with you and do that, and so we talked about that, and I totally forgot to sign up for a speaking spot for me last year. And I remember reaching out to Jonathan, and I was like, hey, I don't see my name on the list of speakers. And he's like, well, you're MCing. And I was like, yeah, but I was going to speak on some bookkeeping or, finance stuff too. And he's like, well, that's cool, except you didn't fill out a speaker form. I was like, it totally makes sense that I wouldn't be signed up to be a speaker if I did not fill out a speaker form. So this year we filled out a speaker form. And,
did you get one?
And
you did. I showed you a picture. Duh.
I get to talk. So I'm gonna have to do a wardrobe change or something. I don't know. I'm gonna go from MC and then I gotta get in the phone booth.
Yeah, just walk through the phone booth.
Yeah, and then get into speaker mode. So I'm speaking. Do you know what I'm speaking on? Do we talk about what I'm speaking on?
Yeah. Why don't you hit us with it?
I'm talking about the purgatories of scaling your business. Because everybody wants to talk about the levels. I'm level 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Whether there's a numerical thing about when we hit a certain level. Here's the things that looks like. But we rarely talk about the shitty stuff in between to get to that level.
Yeah,
and all the problems you face and why you face them and how you fix them. And we've all been there where there's these super weird sticking points. And they're scary and they suck and you're making less money and you have more problems and they keep happening. And there's triggers that cause them to happen. In different industries, there's different revenue amounts, but usually in exterior cleaning or in a lot of home service spaces, there's usually a sticking point around a couple $100,000. There's another one as you get a little over 500,000. There's another one right around $1 million. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to walk through those first 3 purgatories.
What if you called it? You could subtitle your presentation, How to Grow Through the Suck.
How to grow through the suck.
Yeah.
In fact, I may have already done that. A previous Platta may have already done that. The purgatories of scaling, how to grow through the suck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you click the screen share?
Oh yeah. There's a
screen in.
Oh yeah. You were trying to lead me into something and I'm too stupid to take it. There it is. Purgatories of scaling.
Mr. Big Dan Platta. We gotta give you need a moniker like Big Dan the Money Man and the purgatories.
I thought I was Billy Joe Bobby Joe Biddy Coins.
Biddy Coin.
Yeah.
Bitmeister.
Doug says he's in the suck. He also said cracking a cold beer while you're up there speaking. I didn't. There's one other stage that I didn't crack a beer on the huge stage last year, but we faked it. And then at Debbie Sardone's CBF Live event, I also did not crack a beer. Although I think everybody was like, why isn't he drinking a beer? What a weirdo. It's so assumed that I'm going to have a beer whenever I'm doing anything.
Personal branding works.
Jamie Schmidt says, my question is, will there be Dan Platta tattoos there again this year? I don't know. I had nothing to do with them last year. I'm leaving it to my admin team. If they want to embarrass me with some tattoos again, I did give them the feedback that I didn't think the cartoon of me looked enough like me. I think it looked like a tall, dark, handsome feller. And I was like, I'm definitely not a tall, dark, handsome feller. And so I did say, I think we should get a new caricature of me made that's a little more slapsticky and stupid looking. Then I feel like it'd be a better fit for me. That the other guy looked cool. And so it didn't feel like it was me. But so we'll see where we might have some tattoos. Hopefully they're less longevity-ish, less sticky. But hey, at least everybody kind of learned their lesson.
Temporary means it doesn't last a lifetime.
Yeah, everything's pretty temporary. They came off. But I'm excited for that talk. I've given the purgatory talk a few times, which is good because it sucks giving a talk the first time. It's kind of challenging because it's you get tripped up and you don't have the transitions and the timing and all that worked out. But I've given the purgatory talk enough times now, in smaller little group settings. I'm excited to unleash it on the huge with a little bit bigger audience. And it's always fun giving that because you get so many, when you're speaking and you're telling people what's happening, like Doug, who says he's in the suck. And when Doug's in that room and you're telling them like why this is happening and what's causing it, and you just see people like nodding their heads and then like they throw their hands up like, oh my God, why didn't somebody tell me this thing before? And then you get that, and then you start giving them the tools to get through it. And here's what to focus on, and here's how to do this, and here's why this is happening and how to fix it. I just love giving that presentation. It's the one I get the most feedback from the audience, like as I go. And that's like when you're a speaker, you need that. Like you feed off that. If everybody's just sitting there looking at you, it's really weird. But
it makes you feel like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, if you can get the engagement going and you get the head nodding and the woohooing and the clapping and the cheering, it's like, oh yeah, we're going, we're doing this thing. So yeah, I'm pumped to have remembered to submit the speaker form this year so that I also get to have a speaking gig.
Yeah, and it's good that you did. We've had several people reach out to us like as much as a month ago. They're like, hey, I'd love to speak at the Huge. And Jonathan's like, they're all full. Like all of the speaker positions or openings were filled months ago. Mm-hmm. And also, so there's one change from last year to this year for the Huge. Last year, I think we had close to 40 or 45 breakout sessions. We had 3 of them going over 2 days. And it was a lot. Well, we've condensed that. There's still a ton. There's still more than you can possibly go to. That's why you get the recordings. But there's like 24 this year. Mm-hmm. But you talk about like, we didn't try to make it hard for someone to get on a stage. We just made sure that everyone that's speaking, like, because we're leveling up the Huge convention, like with the Hamish and the Kennys of this world and Michael Burnoff and our singer-songwriter, like we want to level up everything. So we like almost every person that said, hey, I want to speak, like we either had to know personally and have seen them that they can manage an audience and carry them, or they just submit a video so we could know. They get like, we didn't want someone to, even if they have good content, to kind of fail in front of a few hundred people. Yeah. We want everybody to succeed, and we want everybody that's in that room to get the value and walk away going, God, that was awesome. Like now I know how to get out of the suck, and not walk away going, cool guy, but like he sweats so much. Like the puddle on stage for the next guy's gonna be terrible.
Guy's gonna slip like it's a banana peel up there. Jeez Louise. Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one, or check out this one, and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder. Go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.